For most children, walking will come naturally as they learn the strengths and limitations of their bodies. They'll use trial and error to figure out what they can and can't do. However, some may need a little bit more coaching to get there. Whether it be fear, confidence, or lack of practice, you can help your child get there sooner with these tips below. 1. Be sure they have met all previous milestones. Make sure that your child is at a developmentally appropriate age and level for them to walk. Don't push them to do it too early or before they're ready. Your child should already be able to crawl, stand while holding on, stand independently, and cruise, walk while holding on, before you expect them to walk independently. Of course, crawling doesn't have that much to do with walking, as some children do walk instead of crawling. However, crawling is a very important milestone that I recommend every child do before walking. If they have hit all of those stages, then you can start teaching your baby to walk. If not, start working on standing and cruising before taking independent steps. 2. Go barefoot. If your baby or toddler hasn't started walking yet, here are some tips to teach your child to take steps and learn to walk independently. Make it fun and easy. No socks. No shoes. Just bare feet. There are tiny muscles in the feet that need to start developing and strengthening, and the only way to do this is by bearing weight on them. As bipeds, animals that walk on 2 feet, we have so many little muscles that help us to balance and give traction as we stand. When you stand barefoot, the muscles in your feet have an easier time grasping the ground. This will help those little muscles work harder to find the perfect way to mold to the ground in order to help your baby walk. Not only does going barefoot help with walking, but it's a great sensory experience for your child, too. All the nerve endings in the bottom of their feet will get to feel different surfaces and textures. These sensory signals get sent up to the brain and provide more awareness to the feet. This can even help with walking as well. Barefoot means no socks as well. Socks will just cause them to slip and don't provide enough traction for new walkers. 3. Sturdy shoes. If your baby or toddler hasn't started walking yet, here are some tips to teach your child to take steps and learn to walk independently. Make it fun and easy. Get rid of those baby crib shoes with soft soles. Those aren't going to work anymore. Crib shoes won't do your baby much good when it comes to walking. Children need a shoe with good support for their ankles to help prevent rolling and wobbling. Your baby needs a shoe with good support at the ankle and the sole. Remember, your baby has not yet used the muscles of their ankle and lower legs too much yet, so you may need to provide external support to get those muscles working. While walking barefoot is great indoors to strengthen foot and ankle muscles, it's important to upgrade your baby's shoe collection for public places and the outdoors to assist their newest adventure of walking. Also, since every child is different, your baby may not do well with bare feet and may stand better with sturdy shoes. They can keep their ankles from rolling or wobbling, or just to make them feel sturdier. Stride Rite is one of the best shoe brands for your little ones that provide great support for an early walker, both on the sole and ankle. You can get them at a discounted price on Amazon. 4. Baby steps. Start small and don't expect that your child will jet across the living room when they first learn to walk. They will slowly begin to take 1 or 2 steps at a time. While you are teaching them, remain very close. If they can only take 2 steps right now, don't sit 3 feet away from them. Gradually increase the distance as they get more confident. 5. Encouragement and motivation. If your baby or toddler hasn't started walking yet, here are some tips to teach your child to take steps and learn to walk independently. Make it fun and easy. Be sure to celebrate every attempt, and that will encourage your child to do more. We all need a little motivation in order to do things, so celebrate every little victory, whether it is 2 steps or even just an attempt to take a step. The biggest motivation for a child is a parent's smiling face. Make sure you're actively engaging with your child, and should start to see their abilities strengthen. Another motivator is when their interests are no longer on the ground. For example, if you keep all of their favorite toys on the floor, they won't feel as motivated to stand up. However, if you put them on the edge of the couch or on a coffee table, their interest is piqued, and you may find that they start to stand up and cruise more regularly. 6. Reduce their fear. Keep objects and furniture close so they know that they always have something sturdy to hold on to. Again, make sure you're always standing close enough to them with your arms open wide, ready to catch them if they fall. Once they realize that they won't get hurt if they fall, their fear should be reduced, and they may be more confident to take a few more steps. 7. Gradually reduce support. You can hold your baby under their arms, on their trunk, or on their hands. As they learn and gain muscle strength, they will need less and less support. Make sure you are decreasing the amount of support and assistance that you give them as they learn to walk. 8. Provide good role models. What's more encouraging to a child than seeing another child do it? Watching another child their age try out walking will often give your baby the push they need to get started. They may like to see them fall and get up again, or see that the other child got a lot of praise for walking. This is where a daycare or childcare facility is helpful. However, if you have other siblings, cousins, or friends, make sure to have plenty of playdates for them to engage with others. 9. Strengthen their muscles with standing and squatting. As I mentioned before, your child needs to develop and strengthen their leg and trunk muscles in order to start walking. Make sure that you're giving them exposure to do so. The best way for your baby to develop the muscles of their legs is by standing. If your child can't hold themselves up yet, you can support them under their arms. As long as they are bearing weight into their feet with their legs straight, they are working out those muscles. Squatting is another way to strengthen your baby's muscles. It's an important skill that will support your baby's ability to stand on their own. You can encourage your toddler to squat by putting toys at their feet and telling them to get the toy for you. Squatting builds muscles throughout their hips and thighs. 10. Practice and consistency. This is always my biggest tip for learning any new skill. Practice makes perfect. Don't think that by attempting to walk with your child once a day, they will begin walking on their own. Set aside several periods of time throughout the day to practice with them. Whether it be in the morning when they first wake up, after lunch, or right before bath time, aim to work on your goal several times. Be consistent with these tips and activities. The more your child gets familiar with your expectations of them, and what activity is coming up, the more confident and excited they will feel. 11. Always place them down on their feet. After holding your child, place them down in a standing position instead of sitting. You may be used to putting them down and sitting, and that may be easiest for them, but you want to take every opportunity to get them bearing weight into their feet. Even if they plop down as soon as you place them down, you're still letting them know that your expectation is for them to stand up. 12. Allow them to cruise on furniture. If your baby or toddler hasn't started walking yet, here are some tips to teach your child to take steps and learn to walk independently. Make it fun and easy. Your baby will first learn to walk while holding onto furniture. Make sure all the pieces are sturdy, as they will be pushing most of their weight onto it. Give them access to long lines of furniture, couches and coffee tables, to provide them with opportunities to cruise along it. 13. Start with a firm surface. Although it can be scary to allow your wobbly, unbalanced infant to walk on hardwood floors or tile, this is the best place for them to learn. Once they're a little steadier on their feet, use those soft or uneven surfaces to challenge their balance a bit more. Once they get the hang of standing and walking a bit, using a variety of textured grounds like carpet, beds and couches, while supervised, and grass are great for the sensory experience, as well as improving their balance. 14. 2 adults are better than 1. When having a child learn to take a few steps, it's best to have 2 adults instead of just 1. This merely provides the encouragement and motivation that your child may need to get started. This way one adult can encourage the child, as the other one gives him support at the other end. 15. Sit on a stool. Many exercises will help with toddler walking, and one of those is sitting on a baby-sized stool. Yes, really. Their back should have no support. Make sure an adult is close by to help, and their feet should touch the floor with their knees and hips at a 90-degree angle. Once your toddler is in this position, ask her to reach and pick up a toy on the floor, then sit back on the stool. You can move the toy around to strengthen different muscles. Using this simple exercise strengthens your baby's legs, back, and shoulder muscles. 16. Kick the ball. Another exercise your toddler will love is kicking. When your child is cruising, put a ball on the floor next to her and see if she kicks it. If she doesn't, show her how to do it. Make sure you practice kicking on both sides of her body. This is great for balancing and eye-foot coordination. 17. Give free time on the floor. Babies and toddlers need time to practice their skills. Make sure you give your toddler free, unstructured playtime on the floor supervised, so they have a chance to put those emerging gross motor skills to use. Their play area on the floor should have safe objects to pull to stand on, and always make sure furniture, especially TVs, and any furniture with drawers, is securely anchored to the wall. Despite what you may think, using walkers or exercisers won't help babies walk sooner. Rather, evidence shows they disrupt your baby's progress. This is because they use different muscle groups when in a device rather than walking. 18. Make a beat and dance. If your child isn't too interested in simply standing, encourage music and dancing. Babies love to match their movement to music, so put on some songs or tap out a beat, and let your child dance. Music makes bouncing and working their leg and core muscles fun, and we all know toddlers are all about fun time. Plus, it uses up some of their endless energy. 19. Protect their falls. There are also great clothing items out there to protect children from the inevitable falling that happens when they're learning to walk. Sandra Eras creates stylish, innovative pants to help instill confidence and curiosity in kids learning to walk or crawl using 3D padded technology found in motocross, motorbike and ski apparel. The pants absorb the shock from falls to help encourage kids to get back up and try again. Rather than bubble wrapping kids, parents can trust these pants to protect them when they fall. The pants are available for children as young as 6 months, up to 3 years old. 20. React appropriately when they fall. As difficult as it may seem, not entering a drama spiral when your baby falls is important. Coming out of hard events with support and compassion helps everyone build resilience, but overreacting can create fear. This is a great long-term life skill that parents and caregivers have a real impact on. For example, when you see your baby fall, your body language, tone, and facial expressions are crucial. Try not to yell, run, or show panic. Presenting concern, compassion and empathy are the correct response to not discourage their exploration but encourage them to get back up on their feet. This is a learning process for not only children but also parents. Children look to us for our reactions when things go wrong, so presenting a calm, level-headed response encourages them to not be afraid and try again. 21. Walk with them. Assisted walking is a great way to encourage movement. This involves standing behind your child and holding them up in the standing position. By gently moving their arms forward one after the other, their feet will naturally follow. Once your baby understands and recognizes the movements, it's important for parents to continue to make their child feel supported, without making every move for them physically. Walking with baby doesn't have to involve controlling their every step. Walk next to your child and let them take a few, wobbly solo steps. The most important part of your child learning to walk is knowing they have support. This is important for building resilience. If they fall, encourage them to get right back up and try again. When they're confident enough walking on their own, stand at a distance and have them walk towards you to get them moving.